What's up? I hope you're doing well. Mnemonics, aka memorization techniques, aka memory devices, aka the thing people tell you to use if you want to remember something. I love them. I think it's pretty clear. But just saying, hey, use mnemonics. Oh, okay, thanks. Lacks precision in the definition of a mnemonic. I mean, you've got acronyms, wordplay, images, visualization, memory palace, and my favorite one, associations. At least, I like to call them this way. So today, I'm gonna show you how to memorize pretty much anything you desire using this technique by presenting 3 examples of different things you might actually want to remember for school, work, or your personal life, you know, birthdays, names, etc. Each one of a different type, from a different subject. Number 1. A word in a foreign language. Here we'll have one in Korean. Number 2. A historical date, or a birthday for that matter. And number 3. A science fact, other than mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. And at the end, I'll give you a mystery example as well. Let's start with the language example. I'm sure we all struggled while memorizing a word, or actually many words while learning a foreign language. And you know, some of them you just have to memorize in the moment. You can't just put it off forever. So hopefully this can help you out. Look at this Korean word. Yeah, I know it looks pretty weird if you don't know the Korean writing system. It is pronounced mail. Of course, my pronunciation will never be like that of a native speaker, but that is basically it. Now, it actually means every day. And although I don't recommend this, it can be romanized as this. I think you already know where I'm going with this. Many of us get emails every single freaking day. And not that long ago, people used to get a lot more physical mail than us right now. Maybe even every day. And that's basically it. If you associate this word, mail, with I'm getting mail every day, you've got this word and its meaning right next to each other. It should really stick in your head now. Also, fun fact, the word for tomorrow is very similar, just change the first letter. Instead of mail, you have nail. See, if you create meaningful associations, you can just modify your current ones to store new information along with the original words. I would call this technique associations of associations. Makes sense, right? But okay. Admittedly, those are very short words. So let's do one more example, a slightly longer one, and a verb this time. To be fast in Korean is 빠르다. Now this is in what's called dictionary form, which means that this is the default version of a verb, and it's never actually used in a conversation. Still, the conjugation doesn't change it too much, so let's stick with it for now. 빠르다 can be romanized as this, yeah. Although the first letters are also very similar to B. That's why I remembered this verb, to be fast, by associating it with the Fast and the Furious movies. Because, you know, we have The Rock, Jason Statham, etc. Basically, bold people in fast cars. I'm sorry, Dwayne, but it just really works for me. I love it, man. Still, there will be some words, or any other facts or definitions, that you won't be able to associate with anything, or anything meaningful anyway. An example of this for me is the Korean word samushil, which means office. And because it's a very popular one, I must have learned it just by reading and hearing it so many times. But is there a way to use associations to our advantage here? Well, kinda. Looking at the romanized version of this word, you can quickly find the core of the word same in it. But how can the word same help us? I mean, think about it. Many people don't like their 9-to-5 jobs in the office. It's sad to say, but to some extent, it's true. Of course, I wish all of them a good change this year. Either way, you must have heard about this sentence, which has become quite a catchphrase these days. New day, same shiz. You can see it on shirts, bags, stickers, etc. So, same same you, samushil. I think you get it. If you can think of a better association, definitely let me know in the comments. So, I hope these examples will help you in your language learning, but maybe you want to memorize different facts or concepts. For that, let's move on to example 2. We can really scratch our heads while trying to memorize historical dates and still get nothing out of it. That's because these are only numbers. They have no significance to us, just as they are, unless you know history so well that you can estimate the date of a given event just based on the events that came before it. I'm not that kind of person, so I've always hated memorizing dates. It wasn't until I started noticing patterns in them, just like in the numbers of a single one, and it made it so much easier for me. You don't even have to create advanced associations in this case. Just the first step, finding a pattern, from what I found, is often more than enough. Let me show you what I mean. Let's look at the date of the beginning of the French Revolution. I know it's a pretty popular one, but if you don't know it yet, I can assure you, you will in a minute. So, May 5th, 1789. You can write this date as 5/5/1789. In every international system it is the same, I guess. Now, do you by any chance know where exactly did it take place? Well, as Wikipedia says, I guess the main location was Paris. And the word Paris has a length of 5. You know, there are 5 letters in it. Get it? Just associate the French Revolution with the length of the word Paris and the fact that the month and the day are the same. And frankly, the year 1789 is one of the easiest ones to remember. If you look at your keyboard right now, you have 7, 8 and 9 right next to each other. So imagine writing this year on your keyboard. And you know, it's really simple because these are the last numbers on the keybar. Excluding 0, of course. So that's it. I really think it makes it simple and allows you to memorize the location of the French Revolution as well. I mean, I just wanna encourage you to stop mindlessly memorizing dates or anything else. Gamifying it like that really makes it fun. But if you're still not convinced, let me show you another example. I know that learning biology and chemistry can be really tough sometimes. Actually, all the time. So let me help you out, medical students. Wikipedia says that the pH scale is logarithmic and inversely indicates the concentration of hydrogen ions in the solution. So we have to memorize 3 things about it. The fact that it's logarithmic, that it's based on the concentration of ions of hydrogen in the solution, and that it's inversely proportional to them. We also have to make sure that we associate this definition with the pH scale, as I found that I sometimes remember the thing I'm trying to remember, but not the subject it relates to. For example, I memorized the spelling of a word, but not its meaning in another language. Yeah, I know, it's very weird. For that, we have to just go back to the basics. Wait. Does the H in the pH scale relate to hydrogen? You know, to hydrogen's symbol in the periodic table? Well, I can't believe I discovered it just today, but yeah, even Wikipedia says so, in the first line of the article. Oh my god. As it turns out, pH stands for power of hydrogen. Okay, we've got the hydrogen part covered, but it still doesn't give us the full definition. Let's take a closer look at the letter P in pH. If you kinda squint your eyes, an inverted P in some fonts looks like a lowercase l and a lowercase o, right? Then, whoa, that's awesome. You can associate this with the word logarithmic, right? You invert the P and you've got a logarithmic scale of hydrogen ions. Wait, inverted. The P is inverted. Hell yeah, we've got all 3 points covered, just by associating it to the 2 letters P and H. Man, I'm gonna remember this shit forever now. Well, this is a logarithmic scale inversely proportional to hydrogen ions in the solution. Do you understand? We just presented something so technical in an actually meaningful way. The possibilities are freaking endless. Okay, I hope that now you can see that you can use associations in many different ways to memorize both the simplest and more advanced words, concepts, definitions, or anything that has to do with numbers. And remember, you can always split super advanced topics into smaller ones and use mnemonics on them. So practice yourself even today, and don't be scared of branching out. Maybe a given thing requires more of a visual to it. So much so that you have to use visualizations. Well, try it. Just remember, make it meaningful to you. Your brain remembers emotions much more easily than facts. I wanna leave you with my favorite association I've ever created. One day, my friend was learning German words, and I looked at the book and saw the word rufen, to shout. So, within a few seconds, I was like, oh, so a person is shouting something from the roof. And I can't get rid of it from my brain till today. That's the potential of mnemonics. You can remember things for way longer than you need to, or even want to. Either way, I wish you all the best with whatever you're trying to learn, and I hope that now you can have a bit more fun doing it, because the best association you can possibly create is to associate learning with fun. Now, that's gonna give you results. Okay, thank you so much for being here, and see you next time.